My name is Ray Fernandez. I'm with Living in Palm Beach, Florida, powered by eXp Realty, and welcome to Delray Beach, Florida. So this week we are in one of the hottest areas of Palm Beach. We are in the city of Delray Beach, Florida. Today we're going to go everywhere. We're going to show you this amazing beach. We're going to go up the avenue, as they call it, Atlantic Avenue. We're going to go to Old Town School. We're going to go to Pineapple Grove. We're going to look all up and down, everything that they have to offer here in Delray Beach, Florida. We'll be looking at the Christmas tree. There's the old school square. They do lots of events there. They just have the Christmas tree was recently put up there. That's one of the places they do it. In general, there's just a ton to do when it comes to living here in Delray Beach, so stick around. One of the pros when it comes to living in Delray Beach, Florida is its natural beauty. This is one of the best beaches I find in the southern part of Palm Beach County. All up and down Palm Beach, there are tons of great beaches, better than anywhere else, I feel, on the whole east coast of the United States. But if I'm looking in the southern part of the county, there's Boca Raton a little bit down further to our south. This is the best one, in my opinion, in the southern part of Palm Beach. If you go to the northern part of Palm Beach, you'll find Juno Beach, you'll find Jupiter Beach. Those are, I think, some of the best in the whole county, period. Well, the southern part, this is sort of it. As you look down there, I'm not sure if we're going to walk in that direction later. As you look down there, it's much more crowded. We're coming around midday today, and we had to drive a little bit further north because it's a little bit more crowded, but that is the main entrance. That is through Atlantic Avenue, which is the avenue here that we call the avenue here in Delray Beach, Florida. So I'm here with Isabella. Isabella, she's my daughter. We're down here. We're making the video. She comes down here a lot with her friends. It's a pretty crowded beach. You've been to other beaches around Palm Beach. How would you rate this beach versus other beaches in here in Florida?
I would say this is probably my favorite beach to come to. This beach and Palm Beach Island, I think they're the best beaches in Palm Beach to go to. I just feel the atmosphere, the area around it. There's a nice ave to walk around, and then the water is nice. It isn't always. It's a nice water that you can go swimming in, and the weather here is really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so one of the things she mentioned, the Ave. Now that's slang. Everyone, if you live in Palm Beach, you know what that means. But for you people who live outside of Delray Beach, it might not be apparent. The Ave. What does the avenue mean?
It means
Atlantic, right?
Atlantic Avenue.
Atlantic Avenue. Everyone knows it as the avenue. It's up this way, down that way. We're heading there in a minute, but that's the main street. And I want to elaborate on a point here. This beach is the only beach that is on the downtown. It's the only beach in Florida, in the entire state of Florida, that has a downtown on the beach. Let's continue walking. Let me turn around real quick, Bella. Let's look over this way. So you see all those blue umbrellas. Those are people that actually are able to rent. They rent the umbrellas. They rent those umbrellas from people on the beach. This is probably, right, you mentioned the compared to other beaches, this is probably the most crowded beach of the bunch, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I would say this beach, and I would say also Lake Worth is pretty crowded.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a Lake Worth Beach is up that way. It's a little bit further north. Lake Worth Beach is got a long pier that goes out into the ocean, similar to Juno Beach. Juno Beach is another one. I always see a lot. I'll look this way. I always see a lot of sailboats in this area. It's definitely one of the prettiest beaches down here. But because it's near a big city. It's like this. The downtown is right here. There's always, and we're going to walk in that direction now. There's always a lot of people on the beach. Even here, we're in the middle of winter. And there's a ton of people. You would think it's the middle of summer, but it's not. So continuing with the beach, you mentioned Palm Beach. What's the difference between Palm Beach and Delray Beach? You said it's the better atmosphere down here.
Better atmosphere. I feel like Palm Beach Island is a lot more I feel like there's a lot less things to do. It's more like designer stores. If you want to go shopping, it's a good place for like designer shopping. But here, like, there's a lot of places to eat. It's a good place for family, like your friends. You can go get lunch. There's also shopping places if you want to go shopping too. There's just like a lot of places I would say that are more geared towards like family and like friends.
There you go. So up on Palm Beach, it's not as crowded. It's really, it seems to me like it's more for the locals than it is here. Here you get a lot more people that are from all over the place. But all said and done, one of the pros when it comes to living in Delray Beach or anywhere around Palm Beach, we have some of the nicest beaches on the east coast of the United States. You'll see a lot of seagulls in this area. One thing I want to also say about Bella talked about the temperature. The waters here in Palm Beach and in Delray Beach in general are a lot warmer than anywhere else in the country. People, like, here we are in the middle of the winter. This is like the dead of the winter, and as you can see, people are still going in the water here on the beach. If you go to like California, beautiful beaches there too, but the waters are way too cold. The waters in general are warmer here, and you can use the beach all year long. So one of the pros when it comes to living here in Delray Beach is the beautiful beach that you can use all year long. As you can see, it's really crowded here. Now we're going to walk up this pathway, and we're going to go to what we call the avenue here in Delray Beach. So now we're walking along right along the ocean. Really, this is. I find there's a lot of bicycling on this. If you come here early on a Saturday morning, they have a bicycle lane here, which you might be able to see. They have like bicycling clubs that'll go all the way down from Boca all the way up to Palm Beach. But this is a pretty often walked trail right along the beach, and we're heading right now. If you can see me right behind me, that's the sign. We're heading out to the avenue here, the Atlantic Avenue here in Delray Beach. So now we're walking up Atlantic Avenue. This is the Delray Beach Visitors Information booth. One thing I'll say is that this is a really good, if you're into business networking, their Chamber of Commerce here is significantly strong. So if you want to like network with other like-minded business owners, this is a great place to do it. 18 years ago, my family and I relocated to this beautiful part of the world we call sunny South Florida, and we haven't looked back. Today, we truly find honor to help people, perhaps like you, do the exact same thing. So if you're thinking about moving to this area and you want to ask questions from people who've actually made that move, actually done it before, well, there's a few ways to get a hold of us. Down below is our email address. That's one great way. Also on the screen, you see our phone number. You can either call or text that number. But literally two of the best ways is in the description and in the comment section, there's a link. Click on that link. What that'll do is have some time for us to speak, either through a phone call or through a Zoom, whatever way you feel most comfortable. In any case, we have your back when it comes to relocating here to sunny South Florida. So this is what I mean by we just got off the beach. It's literally back there. And now we're on Atlantic Avenue. This is what I mean by it's right off the downtown. Further up is the Intercoastal. It is a great place for cruises and all kinds of things. You can see here, we got water sports. Let me turn this around. So as I mentioned, there's lots of water sports here. If you were to come to Atlantic Avenue on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, even Sunday night, or even late afternoon, this place is rocking. This is considered one of the most social scenes here in Palm Beach. There's always something to do. Bella, what do you think? How easy is it to live here without a car? Is it
Very easy.
It's one. Go ahead.
If you live on this side of town, all you have to do is walk and you have access to everything you need.
Yeah, it's one of the very few areas in Palm Beach where everything is very walkable. Everything is right here. A lot of nice restaurants. When I mean restaurants, I don't mean like chain, like Olive Garden restaurants, but like unique family-owned type of restaurants. And again, if you live near here, you pretty much don't need a car. Everything is right here in your backyard. It's almost like it's like a little touristy. We get a lot of people that come here for the season. We are in season right now. The season is sort of November through April. And that's sort of what we get here. We get a lot of snowbirds. If you're interested in becoming a snowbird or just living here in the winter time, we help a lot of people like that. But you have to be careful, because if there's a lot of HOAs here, like homeowners association communities, and they have regulations on rentals. So if you want to rent your place out while you're not here, you've got to be careful, which is why you need to work with someone who knows this area. You need to understand what the HOA will allow and won't, and what it will not allow. Today, in terms of resident, I'm going to talk more about some of the communities but today, the most popular residential communities that we see people moving in are in new construction, and they're down that way, a little bit more in western Delray and western Boca Raton. By far, some of the hottest areas in all of Palm Beach. So this strip of Atlantic Avenue, in between the beach and the Intercoastal, is a little bit more quieter than once you go over the Intercoastal. Like there are some like nice some restaurants here, but the bulk of some of the high-end traffic is on the western part of Atlantic Avenue. Once you go over the Intercoastal. The other thing I want to talk about right now, we're coming upon, I'm going to turn it around real quick to show you what I mean. Up there is the drawbridge. So if you live here in Delray, if you live in anywhere along the Palm Beach Intercoastal, you will need to watch your watch. You need to look at the time. And the reason being, when that drawbridge grows up, your car will be stuck behind it for a good 10 minutes. So if you're a local here, you know, and I'll show you the sun when we get closer, you know when the bridge goes up. Normally it goes up twice an hour. Like some towns it'll be 15 after and 45 after. Some towns it'll be on the hour and on the half hour. So in any event, if you're frequently traveling this area, it's good to know when that drawbridge does in fact go up. One of the pros when it comes to living here in Delray Beach is there's a ton of hotels down here. So if you're thinking about this area, there's not a shortage at all of places to stay. There's also a lot of condos. So the condos, you need to be a little bit careful. I'm going to call it a con. One of the cons when it comes to living here in Delray Beach is you have to be careful of the condos. If you live in an older condo, they are right now pretty hard to sell, because a lot of them, and they're all being like painted with the same brush, are experiencing significant increases in their association fee and or getting special assessed. You need to watch out for that. If it's a newer condo, and I know a newer condo up in West Palm Beach that's outstanding. If you want, reach out to our team if you want to know more about that. That is less of a risk because they're basically starting from scratch. But some of the older condos do have significant risk. We did a video a while back that got good viewership on the risks of owning a condo. Beware. So we find that most of the people moving down here are looking towards the way of single-family home to avoid that condo risk. Here we go. There's a sign. My daughter just pointed out. Here we go. There you go. So quarter after, so 15 minutes past the hour and 45 minutes past the hour. That's what this bridge does here in Delray Beach. So now I'm on the bridge. I'm entering the bridge here on Atlantic Avenue, going over the Intercoastal. They have a really nice scenic restaurant here called Deck 84. I'm going to show you that in a minute. And I'll show you the Intercoastal as well. There's always boats on this thing. All size boats, right? Obviously, if you're a big boat, you have to wait for this drawbridge. I'm on the bridge now. If you're a big boat, you have to wait to get through here. But these smaller boats can go right over. Let me show you the Intercoastal here. If you can see down there, that's Deck 84. You can literally take your boat right up to the restaurant, dock, eat lunch, and come right off. And show you one more time. See, those guys are just basically stopped there for lunch and they're going right back in their boat and heading right down more to Boca or Palm Beach up the way. So it's one of the benefits when it comes to living here in Delray Beach, Florida. So I'm over by the Delray Yacht Cruises. There's not one in harbor right now. I've been here before and I've seen them. I'll see if I can drop some B-roll of some of the boats. But there's Lady Delray docks there, and this is if you want to buy like a nice, relatively inexpensive cruise, go up and down intercoastal. This is how you do it. Let me show you. So it's $31 per adult. Have you been on this? You ever gone this? It's one of the best ways to see some of the nice things around. It's like a history of they'll talk about the local gossip, history of the waterway, mansion views. So if you like here, let's go over to the dock here real quick. If you own a house off the intercoastal here, you can see, I'm going to see if it turns around, see how well you can see it. Those homes are in extreme high demand. This is called Veterans Park right here. That's where, so if you're ever coming to Delray Beach and you want to take a look, you could go up and down the intercoastal here. Come, set your navigation to Veterans Park, and you're literally right adjacent to it. Over there is an example of one of the older condos I was telling you about. Up the way, there's a big condo called Kings Point, a big condo area, older. Those are places. If you're looking here at moving here to this area, you need to work with someone who, and you want to buy a place, you need to work with someone who understands all this. Homeowners associations, condo associations are something that's really, really important when it comes to navigating buying a home here in Palm Beach, Florida. As we continue our way down Atlantic Avenue, one of the things I always note is that there is a ton, and this is not necessarily good, this is one of the cons when it comes to living here in Delray Beach, is that there's a ton of construction here. This place is always under construction. It can be a good thing, but it's just, in terms of driving around, it is a pain in the you-know-what. Over here, you could see, like, one of the reasons they were doing high construction a while back is they have condos there now. Now, if you're looking at a newer condo, I'm okay with that. There's less risk with that. See, what you want to do is you want to have someone help you examine the books of the condo association, because you want to make one of the keys when it comes to buying a condo is to make sure that they have enough reserves that they've been collecting. Until recently, a lot of these condos were not collecting reserves, and that's a big no-no when it comes to running your association. So that's what made for a lot of the risk when owning a condo here in the Palm Beach area in the last several years. So now we're in the heart of the avenue, Atlantic Avenue in Delray. This is the office. You can see people eat outside. It's very common for people to eat outside here in Palm Beach in the wintertime. Summer, obviously, it's a little bit hot. When it gets cold, and our definition of cold is probably different than yours, they usually put like space heaters out there. If it gets like 50 or in the upper 40s, which it does get from time to time, it can get in the 40s. We had a couple days like that already. But anyways, the office is very popular for people to sit outside. Lots of great restaurants. I'm about to head into this area called Pineapple Grove. Let me show you what that looks like. That's the answers for that. And this is Bella's favorite ice cream place, she tells me. It's called Brendy's. As you can see, people just hang around and just walk around. But this area, Pineapple Grove, is very trendy, very artsy. You'll see a lot of like arts and stuff. You have a nice what do you call that, merry-go-round over there. A lot of events they have here too. They'll shut down the street and do like street fairs. Later, we're going to go up to Old School. They have a really nice farmer's market up there. But a lot of these little streets off the avenue, this is one of the more popular ones, you'll see a lot of like hidden things. It's good to know where you're going here when it comes to living in Delray Beach, Florida. So now I'm at the Christmas tree here at Delray Beach. So, Bella, what are some of the Christmas trees that we have here? Do you know? I mean, I could tell them. Do you know some of them?
We have
We ha-
Sandy tree.
You have Sandy. So downtown West Palm Beach, you have Sandy the sand tree. It's not technically a Christmas tree. It's a sand castle. That's why it's called Sandy the sand tree. And then you have this one here, which is the Delray Beach Christmas tree. Also, you have on the island of Palm Beach, you have on Worth Avenue, you've got the Worth Avenue Christmas tree. They make it a big deal. This is the best place to celebrate the holidays, in my opinion. I mean, I'm here in shorts and short sleeve shirt, I should say. I'm here in a short sleeve shirt, just walking around here in the middle of the winter. So they have events here. They have lots of events in probably the number one place is downtown West Palm Beach. There's an area called Rosemary Square, which is like lots of high-end shops. So one of the pros when it comes to living here in Delray Beach is there's a lot of shops, there's a lot of restaurants, there's a lot around, even around away from Delray Beach, such as West Palm Beach, Florida. One thing I'll say too is that here in Palm Beach is a big difference between living here in the southern part of Palm Beach and the northern part, like Jupiter and Palm Beach Gardens. It's a big difference. This area is a lot bigger. Hey, look, we can go on a carousel ride. Look at that. $20 gets you like an all day pass. That's pretty cool. Let's say there's a lot. So there's West Palm Beach. There's also up in Gardens, there's always stuff. There's the downtown at the Gardens. The Gardens Mall is probably the nicest mall in all of Florida. Down in Boca Raton is the Town Center Mall. There's a lot there. That's like the two malls when you're looking for high end like Gucci, the level style stores. It's going to be the Boca Town Center Mall, which is a little bit south of here, and also the Gardens Mall up in Palm Beach Gardens. Those are the highest end. There's other malls in the area, such as the Wellington Green Mall, but if you're looking for quality at the highest level, those are the places we would go to. You sort of never know who you're going to run into when you're hanging here in Palm Beach. Look pretty good. You got a little bit, your hair turned a little bit whiter since I last saw you.
I'm Santa Claus.
So, anyways, socially speaking, this is like the number one place. The nightlife on Atlantic Avenue during the weekends is just intense. This and then West Palm Beach are probably the only two places where you can just live without a car. Arguably Palm Beach Gardens, but I would say that's a tough argument to make. But if you're looking for a place that's very walkable, this is a great place to look for a home here, Delray Beach, Florida. All right, so I'm at the back of the Christmas tree here in Delray. This is, back over there, is the stage for Old School Square. So this is where they'll do the farmers markets. This is where they'll do lots of the concerts. A lot of the events will take place here. This you can go in here. This is where Santa Claus lives, right in here. Hey, he's hanging out. Hey, bud. How was your Christmas this year? So let me talk about some of the communities here. So the eastern part, we're in the eastern part of Delray. This has been around a long time. If you're buying a place here, unless you're looking at on the ocean where they have knockdowns and whatnot, most of the places here are existing and older. A lot of the new stuff is west. We do a lot of business out there. If you're looking at Boca or Delray, that's the way I personally would go. Brand new house, well built, concrete block, impact windows. Insurance companies will charge you a lot less. So some of the communities I'm talking about are the Boca Bridges. It's on the borderline of Boca Raton and Delray Beach. I'm talking about one of the nicest 55 plus communities in all of Palm Beach is called Valencia Grand. They literally just finished selling out that community, and they have another Valencia that's going to be right next to it that they're getting ready to open. So that's one there. And I can't forget about the Lotus. They started with Lotus. This is Geo is the builder there, Geo Homes. They started with Lotus. They went to Lotus Palm, which is the only new construction on the main road through Glades, which is main road through Boca, which is Glades Road. And now they're selling Lotus Edge. So we are a new home co-broker, as I mentioned. If you're going into any of these places, do not walk into the sales center directly. That is a big mistake. I won't elaborate too much on it right now because we're doing a Delray Beach video, but it's a big mistake. We highly represent independent representation. And the way to do that is to reach out to us here living in Palm Beach, Florida. We'll get you registered. It's the zero out of your pocket for us to help you. And we can help you and guide you as the best way to get the best price and where the incentives are more than anything when it comes to buying a home here in Palm Beach, Florida. So one of the cons when it comes to living here in Delray Beach, Florida is the traffic here is insane. Traffic's insane. The other con is the parking is insane. There's a lot of people here in a very small area, especially if you're here in the winter time like we're here now. During season, this place is it's touristy. The population here will skyrocket to probably about double when you're here in the summertime. But this is one of the destinations for many who are looking to escape the winters of the north here in the United States. So this is a higher end neighborhood. When it comes to Palm Beach, your prices in the southern part of the county are going to be more than the northern part. Your Boca Raton and your Delray Beach part of Palm Beach, it costs more money than the parts up in Palm Beach Gardens, Boynton Beach, even Wellington. But some of the nicer places in Palm Beach, I would put this near the top of the list. It is a destination for the winter. Boca's Boca. Boca doesn't have I wouldn't say it's necessarily a destination for snowbirds per se, but it is a higher end neighborhood. Wellington, the equestrian winter home of many people, that's higher end. Palm Beach Gardens is higher end. A lot of the new construction is more towards the north. But if you're looking at a prestigious address, those are some of the places I think people gyrate to. If you want a good prestigious address, Delray Beach is definitely on that list. So one of the cons when it comes to living here in Delray Beach, with the exception of being able to walk around, the transportation in general in Palm Beach is not that great. It's mainly bus. I talked about the Tri-Rail. The Tri-Rail is really good. It's a newer phenomenon. It's only about 4 years old or so. But the truth is it's too expensive right now. I tried to take the Tri-Rail down from West Palm Beach to Miami. And when I was inquired about it, I said, you know what, I'll drive. It really is, I think as time goes on, and they'll realize they need to lower the prices. Right now, it's geared towards everyday commuters. They make these everyday passes a little bit more affordable, but in time, I think it'll get better. But in general, when it comes to transportation, that's one of the cons when it comes to living in Delray Beach, Florida. All right, so one of the things I should have stated the obvious is the weather. The weather is one of the pros when it comes to living here in Delray Beach, Florida. Is the weather is just beautiful all year round. I mean, we do the water sports we were talking about. In the wintertime, they have activities for the kids and for the big kids like me. They have soccer, softball. They have, you'll see people biking all over the place. Walks on the beach, or jogging on the beach. You can literally do stuff all year long. Also, in terms of spring training, we are the Major League Baseball, the baseball spring training home is of many of the teams. West Palm Beach, we have two there. We have In Jupiter, we have the Marlins and the Cardinals. Up in Port St. Lucie, about an hour north, we have the spring training home of the Mets. So what you'll see is people will come here during the month of March to watch spring training, and they'll go from place to place. Also here, if you're into tennis, they have a big tennis arena right down the street here on Atlantic, right off Atlantic. I just missed hitting it. I wish I hit it before, but it's just north, or just such a west of old school where we were before. But they have big matches, and I'm not sure how well followed it is, but this is one of the tennis capitals when it comes to that here in Florida. So one of the big continuing activities, one of the big most popular sport now, I think it's taken to the whole country, but it's most prevalent here in South Florida, is pickleball. They have public pickleball courts all over the place today. They have them in communities. A lot of these HOAs, they will build tennis and pickleball courts on premises. One of the benefits to living in a homeowners association communities, it's one of the things that really has taken off in recent years here in South Florida. So I'm looking at my outline. One of the items I wanted to highlight was cost of living. In general around here, if you live in Delray Beach versus the other parts around Palm Beach, it's going to be a little bit more money. A lot of people that move here from the Northeast. I did in recent years, I did a study on the cost of living in the New York area versus the cost of living here in the Palm Beach area. And it's probably a little bit narrowed a little bit now, but it was about 22% lower. So your cost of living is, let's call it now maybe 15%. Cost of living is about 15% lower here versus the Northeast, whether you're in New York, Massachusetts, Philadelphia, or anywhere up there. And it depends on where you live, whether it's Ohio, you could be all over the gamut. But if you look at the Northeast, there's a little bit less money here, living here in Delray Beach and Palm Beach, Florida. I'm circling back to the beach, and look at this. Look who I found. This is actually, she's called, it's not Lady Delray, she's called Lady Atlantic. Let me show you. She's a beauty, huh? So there, as you can see, they're over there getting their tickets to get on air. So this is one of the things you could do if you're visiting in Delray. We get people relocating to this area all the time, and they ask me advice on where some of the places I should stay while I'm here. This is a pretty good place. Even if you're looking in northern part of the county, this is a good place because there's a lot to do. Like when you come home after looking for homes, there's a lot to do in this area of Delray. Continuing on the cost of living, taxes. I get this question a lot. What are real estate taxes like? Well, this one might surprise you, but when I moved here from New York about 18 year ago now, I was a little bit surprised how much real estate taxes were here. While the taxes were a little bit lower here in Florida versus New York, it's not as much as you think. Remember, here in Florida, there's no state income tax. So that's a big difference. When I lived in New York, like half of my money went to the government, whether it's state tax, local tax, federal tax. Here we don't have that in Florida. There's no state income tax in Florida. So the way they make up for it is they tax you through real estate taxes. So while it's a little bit less than there's some places in the Northeast, it's not that much less because that's their main place, their main way they generate income when it comes to managing the government here in Palm Beach. The difference in all the different areas, whether you're Delray, Wellington, and the different towns, they are slightly different. But in general, your real estate taxes are going to be something a little bit south of 2%. Let's call it 1.75%. It's going to be lower. It's going to be a little bit more here than just north of us in Martin County. It's less than that. If you go to Port St. Lucie, which we're getting a lot of people looking there, it's a little bit more money when it comes to living up in Port St. Lucie versus here in Palm Beach, Florida. One of the pros when it comes to living in Delray Beach is the water sports. There's a ton of water sports that you can do here. There's a lot to do. There's surfing, there's I see parasailing, there's sailboating. We are the boating capital of the world. Later, we're going to look along the intercoastal. There, you can see the boats going by. But when it comes to water sports, there is no place better than anywhere in Palm Beach, and that includes Delray Beach, Florida. So one of the cons when it comes to living here in Delray Beach is, if you go out this way, the homes there on the beach here, they can be rather expensive. Homes on the beach, I looked at this a couple days ago just to see what's selling on the beach. And you can get, if you're a beachside, I mean, they go upwards of $50 million. It's not quite as high as Palm Beach Island further north, but Delray Beach is probably a pretty close second when it comes to beachfront property here in Palm Beach County. One of the cons when it comes to living in Delray Beach, Florida is, well, it's the hurricanes. So in general, you'll find that homeowners insurance here in Palm Beach as a whole is high because of the hurricanes. Every year around September, we peak in hurricane season. Technically, the hurricane season is June through December, but really it peaks in September. And they come from that way for the most part. Lately, the most of the storms have been going to the west coast of Florida. But having said that, the homes here in this part of Florida, well, their homes are built very strong. The code is, if you ever hear they're built to Miami-Dade code, it's because that down there towards Miami, we're about 52 miles north of Miami. They're the strongest in the world. The homes are made of concrete block. They're made with impact windows, most of the new construction now. And so the homes are built real strong. The one thing you have to watch out for, if you're buying a home in Palm Beach, is you do have to look out for the older homes, because they're not older homes. As we go on in time, the technology gets better, and the older homes might not match of what they call Miami-Dade standards. So continuing with the cons, one of the cons when it comes to living here in Delray Beach is the homeowner cost of homeowners insurance. Homeowners insurance can be a problem here in South Florida, but the way around that is new construction, because we are a new home co-broker. That's a lot of what we do here when we're helping people look to this area. But the prices of homeowners insurance is a lot less money on new construction. So if you're looking at we're a relocation company, and if most of the people that we find we're helping, they look in that direction, because there's a significant cost when it comes to buying homeowners insurance in a newer home than an existing home. So here we are this is A1A on Atlantic Avenue. This is one of the main intersections. This is the main entrance to get to the beach. Always busy here. Watch this. Palm Beach, Delray Beach, paradise here in South Florida.